I've got the option to include my fucking I don't even know if my audio is in it.
Hello everyone.
Is my audio in?
Yeah, your audio's in. Hello everyone, welcome into Tier 2, Round 2. Yep, I didn't need to think about it that much. And you're joined by me, WHF Arrow, and Rio Harris. Say hi, Rio.
Good day.
And we're here for the second round of the season, and we've got 12 drivers in today. Should have 13 once Addiction joins in qualifying. Although, I don't know why it's not letting me see any driver. Can you see any? Oh, no, here we are now. It wasn't letting me see the list of drivers, and I was thinking, have I been glitched in the lobby here? Anyway, got 12 drivers around the Melbourne circuit here, and hopefully Addiction can join us to make it 13. But last time out, we seen Kevin, who has joined Alpine, win in Bahrain ahead of Martin, who unfortunately has to sit out this race, so could be a comfortable one for Kevin if he can keep that momentum going. But Rio, have you seen it? Did you see the race from last week? Did you see the highlights or anything?
I've seen part of it. Then I clicked away because I zonked because I was out all day.
But hopefully we can see some good action. But if last race is anything to go by, Kevin could have another dominant performance here. I'll have to keep an eye. Or can anyone else start to challenge Kevin?
I do hope so. That someone challenges him.
Yeah,
Just for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, hopefully we do get more exciting battles.
For a biased side of things, I hope it's Dobbo in the Red Bull. Because I'm in the Red Bull as well.
Yeah, Red Bull teammates. Dobo, one of the quick drivers here in Tier 2. I'm trying to remember back to WHF Tier 2 when the last time Tier 2 was running. And Dobo finished P3 in the championship. So, Dobo is one of the quicker drivers here. And who else is quick? Charisma, who is dealing with an injury. He finished P6 last time we did Tier 2. Dubsy was P8. And Cthulhu P14. And I think that is everyone. Addiction joined late that season. He was P25. And I think that is everyone from that season, which was on the last game, F1 23. As we go on board with Cthulhu on his lap. Ty Clear in the Ferrari also started his lap as well.
And Aston Martin. I'm not going to try and say that name. Wowum.
I would say Wowum X or Wowum whatever, but it is a difficult name to say. But do you want to check the stream to hear if your audio is coming through? Because I'm pretty sure it is, because it should just capture all my desktop audio, so should have your audio there.
Well, we can see once this advert stops playing. Oh my god, the free adverts, Jesus Christ.
It's not as bad as some leagues. I've seen some leagues have like 8 adverts.
Oh mate, I was watching VF1 like when there was a thing that I had 16.
16? What?
Yeah. It was very painful.
They have definitely turned that up to the max.
At least 10 of them was a minute long.
Oh my god, you didn't even get to see the race at that point?
I missed the whole Q3.
You just seen the fucking ads. Anyway, Cthulhu round the final corner in the Aston Martin. He'll be the first driver to set a lap. Last week out, he finished P10 and got the fastest lap for good measure as well. Cthulhu goes first with an 18.6. Next, it's Ty across the line with an 18.1. Haven't actually tested Australian Oil. What's a good lap time around here, do you know?
Oh, I did a race round it the other week and I can't remember. I couldn't tell you. I think you'd want to be around in the low 17s, high 16s if I had to guess.
I'm going to look on my phone if I can get it up on RaceNet.
Well, and the Red Bull's just gone P2, 65 milliseconds off of the fastest time. As now Kevin goes 1.169 ahead of the Ferrari.
Kevin.
The difference is Ferrari is on the mediums, and then Michael Lewis goes 2.5 tenths off of Kevin.
Yep, brilliant lap there from Michael Louis, and Kevin again. Strutting his stuff from like he did from last week, but Michael Louis with another impressive performance here in qualifying. Meanwhile, Cree jumps up to P6. We go on board with the lanky one in the Sauber to see what he can do.
I'm gonna get the track mark up so I can remember all the corners.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
No, turn 6 now. This is a very crucial secret. If you have a poor one like he's just had,
yeah,
it's going to take ages to recover the speed down the whole straight. Luckily, I think you can get a little bit of a toe from the Hassel of Aaron. Down the back straight we go towards the fast complex of 9 and 10. The end of the middle sector, 4.876. If you've got the right setup, you can take that all flat as he invalidates the lap on the exit of turn number 10. But I think we'll just continue the lap to see if he can, know where his pace is around the Albert Park circuit.
I've just went and raced it. My time around Australia is a 15.7, which I don't know if that's good or not.
I will have a look at mine.
Oh yeah, let's have a look.
Mine's a 15.4.
Right, Rio is clear. We've got we've got from tier 1, yes, Brand has got a 14.5.
Nerd.
Meanwhile, who else would we know? Let's go over page. Who else is a notable name? We've got
Cookie.
I can't even see his name though. We've got Crosscray, who's like 100th ahead of me here in Australia. So anyone getting remotely close? Very important. I've seen Kevin has a 16.0 is his time trial. So the driver leading his time trial is currently a second quicker than the lap time he has done. But normally, in session your times are slower. Addiction now is asking for an invite, and of course
you got to take into consideration though the track conditions compared to time trial and this, because this is overcast, colder conditions. Time trial will be optimum grip, warmer conditions.
Yeah. Go back down the field to the Aston Martin of Wawa Max, who invalidates as we go on board with them. Love a bit of the commentator's curse. We'll follow. I was about to say we're going to follow Codzilla, but he's also invalid. Cree's just started his lap, unless he just finished a lap.
I think he is on a lap. He's on hot lap. Two tenths up at the end of the first sector. Fastest according to the game in the first sector. Down the back straight towards turn 9 and turn number 10. Karen Cry in the Haas. Challenge towards the top 3 front row, or maybe even for pole position. Taking 9 and 10 flat out with cruise confidence. Not a lot of battery to use, so you just have to stick in hot lap for you too much. And you're going to be finished out on the exit of turn number 14. Nicely hit the apex at turn 11, and then it'll be coming up to the light lift of turn number 12. But you opts to use a little bit of brake towards turn 13 now, and then through the when getting it right, flat out turn number 14. DRS activated up to the line. It's going to be an 18.4. 18. Jesus Christ! I whiffed that completely.
You're good. Creaky doesn't improve. Godzilla though, gone for an extra lap now. We go on board with the McLaren, who finished P3 last time out, and we'll see what Godzilla can do. Godzilla finished pretty sure runner-up in one of our seasons. I need to check that. In tier 2, where are we? I think in season 1 he was tier 2 runner-up. Let me check. He was P3 in the championship in season 1. behind Sintrix and Ritzy. But Codzilla now looking to climb even further up the order.
He's got a Max Verstappen helmet on.
As he goes into P3, which seems to be his favourite position, as he does a 17.3. We should probably see some 16s roll in on the driver's next attempts. He fall
Kevin
down.
is on the lap towards turn number 13. He was 2.5 tenths up via the Delta from the top right of the screen. Through 13, using the apexes very nicely, flat out round turn number 14. It's DRS up to the line. Use whatever you can of the battery. It will be in the 16s. It will be a 16.817 and goes 4 tenths ahead of the field. And that will be a challenge for Michael to attempt to be.
Yeah, and now we fall down the order to Ty Clear in the Ferrari, who's 2 tenths up on his time, but needs a lot more than that if he wants to get anywhere near pole. But he still could cross the line ahead of Aaron, but as he jump any further, he jumps all the way up to P2. Does Ty, but still there is a big gap between Kevin and the rest of the field. Meanwhile, I do believe we've seen the lanky one cross the line there, jump to P6. Got Womo Max, who's invalid again.
So, final corner, 3 tenths up towards the line. Going to P5 is a foot 17.4. Found us 4 tenths in the final sector.
Yep, good improvement there from Dobo, but again, no one challenging Kevin as of right now. Stay with Michael Lewing in his lap, as he could be the driver to challenge Kevin this time out. It was a little deep. Can he keep the momentum on this lap? He needs to pull 4 tenths out of the bag. He needs to use a bit of this inside curve, but he runs straight over it.
Perfectly.
Yep, beautiful. Kisses the apex, and now just really needs to carry all the momentum through this high-speed chicane. And we'll see, can Michael Louis carry as much speed as he can? He chucks it in beautifully, keeps it valid.
Great middle sector.
Yep, Michael Louis could be challenging for pole here. But Australia definitely a very difficult final sector. Uses the curb and gets it turned in, and Michael looking a very strong end of the lap here. Needs to carry all the momentum onto the main straight, and Michael maybe looking a pole here if he can beat Kevin, and he's just shy. He's a 10th shy of Kevin. It looked a good lap, but unable to catch Kevin as of yet. But still keeping it very close to the Alpine. Meanwhile,
there's time in that.
Yeah, there is. It did seem there is time in the lap. Meanwhile, Aaron in the Haas already 2 tenths up on his lap in the middle sector, but it's now dropped to 1 tenth as he exits sector 2. Does he have enough time left in this final sector to improve on his position? We will see the Haas through the final sector here. Welcome in
to the line.
Felix
There's Aaron.
Does jump Dobo. And welcome into the chat, Felix Sus. Thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. And
what's caught my eye is that Vintage is still going on the mediums.
Who's on the mediums?
Vintage, the RB in 10th. Improved by 9 tenths, but it's only a 20.8.
Still trying to find a way to invite Addiction into the.
Is it on Xbox?
Game. He's on PlayStation.
Ah, shit.
But he's not coming up with my friends. There we are. Someone's got him.
Ah, there we are.
Thank God. Alright. Addiction should have enough time to get in, settle up, which is good. Meanwhile, we'll move down to P12 on the field, which is Dubsy. One of the OGs of this league. Been here longer than me. the Canadian, back when we were called SSR. And Dubsy, we'll see what he can do in the Mercedes.
He's used too much battery.
Yeah, I did see that with Arn as well in the Haas. It seemed like he'd used his battery as he'd exited the second sector. Cthulhu has gone round, and I can't even see. He's hit the wall. Exiting sector 2. I don't know how he's pulled that one off, but Cthulhu is out of qualifying. In a very strange place to crash. As Dubsy's retired from the session, I believe Dubsy loves to do his get the most driver of the days he can challenge. As he starts from the back. Man does not like to do qualifying. But Womax now in the Aston Martin looked quite impressive last time out, but started from near the back. And can he get a valid lap here in qualifying to give him a lot less to do this time around? And he has kept it valid, so on a run to the line, where can the Aston Martin put himself? He crosses the line now, and it's up to P3. Lovely qualifying performance from the Aston Martin, and that's exactly what he needed to bounce back from Bahrain, where he finished, I believe, P9, or may have even been P10. Meanwhile, we do...
He's going very slowly.
Yeah, I think he's trying to recharge.
No, he's got one... I think... I can't tell the fuel. I can't see. It's either 3.2 or 1.2.
1.1.
Oh.
So
that's why he's going slow.
Yeah, he's trying to save the fuel to do a final run here.
I don't know how long we've got left.
We've got 1 minute 45 left in the session. We've got Cree on a lap, Dobo on a lap, as Cree has had a back out. I think there was some traffic there with the lanky one that may have caused Dobo and Cree to back out of their laps. But anyway, we're going to go on board with Kevin, who has one more go at pole here. And I believe he's one of the first drivers to set their final lap in this qualifying session. Kevin won last time out in Bahrain. Can he keep the momentum here in Australia? As he sways...
Yeah, seconds down in the first sector.
Yeah, sways his way through the first sector and out of the second sector. What is his delta saying? He's down on his time, so he needs to pull something out of the bag here in the final sector if he does want to improve. Which, if he can't improve here, it opens the door to some other drivers to stepping through it. And Kevin goes very off, goes way too deep. And that's the lap gone for Kevin.
The Ferrari up by 2.5 tenths in the first sector. I think it was set fastest first sector of the lot. Down the back straight towards turn number 9. What would the delta say for Taikli? Or his name is lost a tenth and a half in the middle sector. At the minute, he will be on for a provisional P3 based off the delta. Towards turn number 11, hits the apex very nicely, gets on the power very nicely. Towards the slight lift of turn number 12, and then towards the penultimate corner of turn number 13 for the Scarlet Ferrari. That is qualifying done. Checkered flags waving. These laps are the laps that will count them most. Round final corner, up to the line, comes the Scarlet Ferrari. Can he challenge the front row? He can go to the front row with a 16.8 over to the Sauber, the lanky one. Is he improving at all? He's invalidated his lap. Then it'll be Dobbo in the Red Bull to set the next lap. Can Dobbo in the Red Bull challenge for pole position to cross the line? He can only go to P6. Next up's Michael Louise in the Williams. Fight that out to the line now. Can he challenge Kevin for pole? Yes, he can. With a 16.5. Goes 2.5 tenths clear. And the only one left to set a lap is Godzilla and Addiction. Around the final corner we go with the McLaren car. Up to the line. Can he challenge pole position? Can he challenge anyway? We'll go in BP5. The final driver left to set a lap will be Addiction. This is his one and only run. And he will be the last one to set a lap. Can he challenge anywhere near the top 5? Not taking nicely and calm through turn number 13, round flat out through turn number 14 and up to the line. Use all the battery that he's got left. But it's not going to be anywhere near pole. It's going to be P10 on the grid for Addiction.
What a blinder of a lap that was from Michael Louis, and Michael Louis picks his first pole in WHF or SSR history. And what a pole it was from Michael Louis, who leads the field now in the Williams. And we'll have a quick look at the race director, just in case anything's needed there. Cthulhu, who did retire by hitting the wall. It was a very surprising place to hit the wall. But anyway, Michael Louis on pole, followed by Kevin, who won last time out in Bahrain, followed by Ty Clear, Womax, Godzilla, Dobo, Oran, Cree, the lanky one, and Addiction is your top 10. Hello, Zampa. Where's the effects? I think I didn't set it up correctly the last time, and I haven't even got a chance around to fixing it now, so I think we'll just leave it off for now.
That was some into qualifying.
But hopefully the drivers now should have enough time to pick their setup. Well, they already have their setups because it's park permits on, but pick their strategy for the race, get a drink, whatever. And hopefully no one's ready up early and we don't have to do a lobby reset because that would be annoying. But anyway, in the chat, who do you think's going to win? And Rio, who's your money on to win this race?
I reckon it will be Kevin, because his race pace in Bahrain was phenomenal.
I would have to agree. I think he did have dominant race pace in Australia, but Michael Louis cooking and is on pole by over 2/10. So could Michael Louis pick up the win here? I would be all for it. Michael Louis, pretty sure SSR and OTL OG as well. So to see Michael win would be beautiful. But hello,
and
Zampa.
it would set up the season perfectly.
Yeah. Welcome into the chat, Zampa. Hope you're doing well. Zampa is the original creator of both SSR and WHF. He essentially created WHF and then give me something to build on. So thank you, Zampa, for all your hard work, and we'll see Zampa next time out tomorrow in Hungary in Tier 1. Hopefully Zampa can do a bit better than he did in Austria in round 1. But me and Rio are definitely looking forward to Hungary. Are you any good at Hungary for the race tomorrow?
I'm not good at Hungary. I like it, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think I've ever really had a good race at Hungary. I feel like I can be quick there, but I'm very mistake prone there. And
I've won in Hungary before in other leagues, but that was F1 22.
That's a good while ago. But
that was my prime.
It was literally the worst game I've ever played in my life. F1 22.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite. I don't know why I preferred that over 21.
For me, the entire game was broken from start to finish. It just did never work for me. There was like
Which time? When are we readying up? May I question?
No, because it's hit 8:28, so the driver should be readying up now.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a glitch in F1 22 where my audio and force feedback would cut out at the same time, so that just made the whole game undrivable. I think I finished like P16 in our championship, which is the lowest I've ever finished. So it was not good.
Who's taking the race away on Lights Out, you or me?
I can take it away. But we will have Michael Louis starting from pole, which is just, it's beautiful to see, really, to see Michael starting on pole. But can he convert is the question we will be keeping an eye out for. Meanwhile, Kevin, can he convert his second win of the season? We'll keep an eye out. There's also a lot of drivers here very close together. Ty Clear up there in P3 as well. And I can't remember who P4 was. But anyway.
Looking at the race director, it's Cree and Dub Z, the only two opting for the hards at the minute. And here we go.
We have the 5 red lights on. And they're out here in Australia as Michael Louis leads away the field. Can he pull a gap to the rest of the field? He's gotten a great start. Has the Williams driver who leads us into turn 1. Kevin's gone off at the first corner. There's a Haas around in the background. And Kevin already fallen down the order. Womax immediately into P2. Meanwhile, Dubo looking on the inside of Godzilla. Chaos at the start as both Haas's have dropped to the back. I believe it was Arn who spun around at turn 1 and is now going to try and pick up the paces. Meanwhile, Dobo's going slow. Something's happened, Dobo. He's having an issue. And he's had to let through multiple drivers now. Addiction from P10 all the way up to P7 now. And on the back of the lanky one as well.
Perfect start for Michael Louise. He got the start he wanted. He's clear of the Aston Martin, 4.5 tenths as we make our way towards turn number 11. But not the start Kevin would have wanted. I think I must have almost rear-ended Michael and avoid an action on the Williams.
Oh, Michael.
As Michael going a bit wide, and now around the final corner goes yellow
flag. Oh, vintage control
out of the race, and no safety car needed. Down the main straight we go to start lap 2 of 29. Woodman will be in the Aston Martin. Will be looking to the inside to see if he can make the move. Now get the power down. Alla turn number 2, not a bit overused of battery by the Aston Martin. Let's make our way towards turn number 3 and towards the twists and turns of this final of the sector 1. It's already two trains, separate trains, the top 5, and then the lanky one down to Dub Z, and then you just got the two Hasses running on their own.
Oh, Michael Louis made a mistake, which has opened the door for both Kevin and Womax to absolutely jump through. But Michael Louis still side by side with Kevin, but he's gonna have to concede the position. He made a mistake at the George Russell corner, and Michael Louis now down to P3.
Here comes the Scarlet Ferrari, Ty down towards the inside.
Oh, and Lanky one's gone!
Has crashed out.
Lanky one's gone! And Addiction included as well in that crash, and there's a safety car here on lap 2, but the Lanky one has crashed, exiting the chicane, and Addiction seems to be... Yeah, Addiction seems to be the other driver involved here, because his front wing's completely gone. And the Lanky one's already typing in the Discord, that is not a good sign. Whenever you see that. But Addiction coming in to fix that front wing already on lap 2. And in the chat, the Lanky one says that he knew he would drop it there, and he says he's so sorry. I'm guessing the Lanky one dropped it in front of Addiction, and Addiction was just a passenger in that crash.
So, Addiction and Cry have both gone for a new set of hards. If they manage it well, they could take those to the end.
Yeah, I think they've both gone for front wing changes as well, which was desperately needed for both drivers. But we will see, can they manage it to the end? Meanwhile, Michael Louis did have a good start there from pole, but unfortunately, with his mistake, he has dropped now down to P3, opening the door for Kevin and Womax, who lead this race now. But important to note what strategies the driver's going to go for here under this safety car restart. Already seen Addiction and Cree into the box for hards, but no one else is boxed this early, because it may be difficult to get those tires to go to the end.
There's another safety car, the mediums will pit. Whenever it comes out, even if it comes out on lap 5, they will go on to the hards. In my personal opinion.
Yeah. I think lap 5 onwards it's easily hards to the end, because the safety car will help cushion some of the tire wear, and then you should be able to make it to the end. But unfortunately, lap 3 and already Vintage Control and the Lanky one are out of this race, as Codzilla coming in. And Codzilla is a man that loves an alternative strategy. And here he is. He's one of the early drivers to pit. Dubsy and Codzilla may as well be the same person, because they love an alternate strategy. But the difference...
I don't get why Dubsy's in.
Yeah, the difference is that Codzilla's in to do hards to the end, but Dubsy has switched to the mediums, which He's gotten his mandatory pit stop out of the way, but those mediums will not go to the end, so we'll have to pit anyway regardless. So he's really just given up track position. And maybe he's aiming to go on to the softs later on. But I don't really like the softs around Australia at all.
Probably think of the medium. Try and get those tight.
Yeah.
Try and get those mediums to lap 17. Lap 17 to 19.
Michael Lou in the chat says, who'd have thought if you forget to brake, you go straight on? And that seems to be what happened with Michael Lou there. He forgot to brake and lost 2 positions, but at least he's still in the race. He is still there in contention.
Are you allowed in AI on the safety car?
You're not, so if anyone reports Michael Louis, unfortunately, Michael, you've given yourself a penalty. I can't tell if he's in A, but if someone else reports him, then he may be cooked. But although he may do the GB stint where GB could text and drive at the same time, which I didn't understand how he could do that, but he did.
Talent.
Because you could see he was not in AI, but he was still texting. Anyway, Womax is going to look to get us restarted here, and he's pretty close to the safety car. Kevin's given him a really wide berth here. Womax may go. Is Kevin going to close up this gap? Or is he going to let Womax?
Here he goes.
Womax is already gone. I mean, he's gone. Kevin has... It's now a 9/10 gap already. Kevin really let Womax get away with one there, as the safety car is now in. And it's a comfortable restart there. Meanwhile, Codzilla already on the back of Cree as Addiction, one of the first drivers to pick up a penalty around the Melbourne circuit. And Codzilla on these fresh hards looking to pressure the Haas driver of Cree who went in to fix that front wing as well. On a bit of a mistake from Cree. Codzilla looking this way and that for an open door.
There's already a second gap between 4th and 5th.
Yeah, Cthulhu
just doesn't seem to have the pace.
Yeah, Cthulhu dropping back from tie clear. The top 4 seem to be in another realm. Meanwhile, Michael Louis 9/10s back from Kevin and Womax. Michael Louis is going to need to push up before they escape DRS range here. And Kevin, under this restart, seems to be doing well because he's already caught up to Womax and starting to put pressure on the Aston Martin driver. Kevin looking a lot more in the groove under this restart than he did at the start of the race, where we seen him off in the grass through turn 1. Meanwhile, Cthulhu already 2 seconds back from tie clear. Kevin sets the fastest lap as he heads after the Aston Martin. Michael Louis still holding on to DRS, but is going to need to close up to be comfortable. Meanwhile, we may see Dobo go for a move now, and Cthulhu sends it on the inside, does the Red Bull, and it's a lovely move. Cthulhu almost clips the rear. Meanwhile, Cree and Codzilla side by side, a little bit of wheel banging from both drivers, and Cree has to take to the runoff, as Dub Z now watching this battle along as well.
Down the main straight, down the back straight we go. Into the slipstream comes Kevin Cowell. We'll look for the inside. We'll switch to the outside. Around the outside, it's just a plain DRS overtake towards turn number 9, and he is ahead of Woodman. And will Michael Louise now try and maybe pounce on it, or will he just tick-tocking behind and not lose so much time so then the train can keep DRS to the leader? He's going to sit behind it and make our way through turn number 11.
Yeah, I think the smart move for the top 4 now is just to keep it calm and stay in DRS. And anytime they do want to push, it would be ideally before their pit stop. That is when they want to push.
Woman draining battery. To the inside comes Woman. We're going wheel to wheel through turn number 1 and 2. Down the inside. And is that damage for Kevin? No.
I don't think I've seen damage, but I did see some contact between the two. Meanwhile, Kevin was very defensive on Michael Louis. As Michael Louis sends it round the outside. Braking much later than Kevin, but can't he get the rotation? Doesn't seem to. Side by side they go. Oh my lord, Michael Louis' rear steps out, almost touches the wall. Somehow he holds it together now. Does Womax, is he out of DRS from Kevin? Kevin now planting the throttle, but does he have DRS? You can see the rear light flashing on that Alpine. And Womax now maybe out of DRS. There's no DRS for Kevin. Michael Louis got to go through the gap here and head down the road after Womax. Otherwise, the Aston Martin will start to disappear from this pack. But Michael Louis now inside the second. Also will have DRS again on the next straight, which should help him catch. Meanwhile, Aaron is past Coldzilla. Coldzilla has to take to the runoff there. Cuts the corner a little bit. That's almost 3 wide here. Cree on the back of Dub Z, looking for way through as well.
Sorry, Michael Louis just had a massive slide
Oh,
through turn number 12, and I think that made him just miss out on the DRS.
And Addiction also spun round, and Addiction's got damage, so Addiction now at the back with that penalty. Unfortunate for Addiction.
He's done what Michael Louis almost did. He tagged the inside curve of turn 12.
Meanwhile, Kevin heads after Michael Louis as Cree picks up a time penalty, his first of the day. Coldzilla now closing on Aaron as well. But Michael Louis still has the DRS of Womax. And Tight Clear also very close here to the back of Kevin. But this top 4 so close together. Meanwhile, Coldzilla all over the back of the Mexican driver. And I don't believe Aaron has any DRS to defend from the McLaren, who's going to fly straight through even before the DRS is activated. Dub Z now may also get past Aaron here if he picks his breaking point, but Aaron keeps ahead. Meanwhile, Dobo and Cthulhu swapping positions here. Cthulhu losing the rear a little bit here, which may open the door to Dobo again in the Red Bull, but Cthulhu going to keep it ahead. Meanwhile, Dub Z on the inside of Aaron. And so close is the pack here in the midfield, being led by Cthulhu.
I'm just keeping an eye on the leaders, so I can let you know if anything happens.
Great battling here throughout the field. Michael Louis looking for a way back through on Womax. Coldzilla may go on the inside of Dobo.
We go down the inside. Michael Louis down the inside for the leader. This race, sorry to interrupt, but the Williams has taken the lead. Maybe they'll switch rear out at turn number 3 from Woodward. But no, it's Michael Louis who's opted to overtake at turn 3. He's going to leave himself vulnerable down to 9 and 11.
Owen Womax now on the inside of the next corner. Side by side they go. This could be a risky move. So risky. Michael Louis picks up a penalty. And in turn, that turned out to not be too risky for Womax, because he actually has now forced a rival into an error. Kevin almost running into the back of Womax. Womax contact with Michael Louis. Womax goes very deep. Kevin looking to switch back here. If he can find the traction, Michael Louis gets a way better run than Womax. Kevin trying to find a way through, but can't. They're too wide ahead of him. Kevin looking to find a way through, but just cannot find the traction ahead of Womax. But Womax still all over the rear of Michael Louis. Sends it at the final corner. And they still keep it clean. Lovely battling here between the Williams. Meanwhile, Kevin is going to be the first driver out of the leaders to box. Kevin going to come in for the hards. And he's pulled the undercut and pulled the rug from underneath those leading pack. They're too busy focused on battling with each other. And Kevin now might be in a great position here to pull out a win now. Maybe Cree on the inside of Cthulhu. Breaks later. A little bit of contact. Big contact between both of them. But Cree gets through. Womax picks up a time penalty now. So, Ty Clear and Kevin, the only drivers out of that lead 4, but contact between Coldzilla and Cthulhu. Meanwhile, Dub Z and Dobo side by side. Dobo just about gets through. But out of that lead 4, Michael Louis and Womax picked up time penalties. Kevin now exits 7 seconds behind Dub Z as Ty Clear gets through.
Takes the lead in the race.
And now could be a great opportunity for Ty Clear. Oh, as he makes a big mistake! Ty spun round, exiting the chicane. And it was almost a great opportunity there for Ty. But he's had a massive spin. And Ty now drops all the way down to P7. He's got a Shirley box to get off those cooked mediums after that spin. Oh, as he has a bit of contact with Cthulhu, who's struggling. Under braking
continues on
as Womax comes in. Dubsy having an issue here. Dubsy may have damage. He does have damage. The front right end plate's gone for Dubsy, so he'll now have to pit again to fix that damage. Meanwhile, Kevin overtakes several rivals, including Ty and Womax.
That was a great strategic call. We saw Kevin saw how much they were fighting and was like, yep, if you're going to fight, I'm going to get myself out of this, keep my nose intact, and just pull 2 seconds on you within a lap of an undercut.
Yep, Kevin's pulled the blinder here because he's 2 seconds ahead of Womax. But the driver who was in real contention of beating Kevin there was Ty, who didn't have a penalty, but then Ty's massive mistake now means that Womax or Michael Louis have to beat Kevin on track by over 3 seconds. Meanwhile, Godzilla gets ahead of Aaron again. These two swapping positions yet again. As Cree watches this battle along as well. But Kevin may have pulled the blinder here. Oh no, Cthulhu's gone! Cthulhu's gone, it's another safety car.
Michael Louis box. Michael Louis after the box.
And Michael Louis, this safety car may have massively benefited him. We're on board with Ty. And Cthulhu, I believe, lost it out of the chicane as well. Such an easy place to lose it. And he's crashed at the same point that the lanky one crashed. And that is Cthulhu out of the race last week. Got some solid points on the fastest lap, but this week he's out of the race on lap 12. But this has massively benefited Michael Louis, who...
It's going to be close on exit. Kevin or Michael Louise. Who's going to be ahead? It's going to be Michael Louise.
Yeah.
Going to get the 2 lap fresher tyres. Cry and Godzilla. So I'm surprised they stayed out and not tried to risk going to mediums to the end. It's doable. If they went mediums, but they'd have to manage. But I think they're going to take the gamble of what they did when they put it under the first safety car.
Yep, they have stayed out and they're going to try and make these hards go to the end from the start. And Michael Louis in the chat says Home was using Siri to send it. So I'm guessing he used Siri to type in the Twitch chat, which is something I've never heard of. But very inventive from Michael Louis.
How's he got his Siri to talk in Twitch? Alright.
We'll have to investigate after the race to see whether this man is lying or not. But anyway, we'll have a quick look at what tyres everyone's gone for in their tyre life. We've seen Godzilla and Cree 8 and 9 laps respectively on those hards already. It's going to be tough to make it to the end, but they've also Michael Louis, Kevin, Womax, Arn, Dobo, Ty Claire, Dubsy, and WT Addiction all on fresher tyres in behind, who will be chomping at the bit to get through. But Michael Louis here on the hards in P3 could be in a great position. If Michael Louis can get through the traffic of Godzilla and Cree as quickly as possible and they hold up Kevin whenever he tries to get through, that could be key for Michael Louis winning here. But Kevin is probably in the ideal position here with no penalties. And then you also got to keep an eye on Arn and Dobo, who also have the freshest hards and also no penalties. So they could find themselves within a chance of getting a win here as well. Meanwhile,
what Michael Louis has got to do, he's got to just quickly overtake Cry, and then the quicker he gets ahead of these two, it will leave Kevin to sit behind them longer, and then he will be able just to pull the gap, and then it's just a game of luck of whoever's got the better pace.
Yep, if Michael Louis can pull a gap ahead of Cree and Godzilla, he does have the fresher tyres to help him against Kevin. So we'll see, can Michael Louis pull it off? He does have that penalty though. And if Kevin just keeps it clean, the win could be Kevin's. Meanwhile, the lanky one has sent in his incident to the Discord and he washed wide onto the exit curb. Oh, and he's completely binned it. And he caught WT Addiction. I don't know how WT Addiction has survived this crash. I wonder, can I show this on stream? How would I show this on stream?
No idea.
I can do it. I just need to figure it out. I don't even know if we're going to have enough time before the safety car comes in. Is the safety car coming in yet?
Yeah, it is coming on.
All right, we'll leave the incident to another time. But
Where is it? Where's the incident in general?
no, it's in one of the incidents channels in for the stewards. But it's just Lanky One loses it and almost collects. Well, he does collect Addiction. I don't know how Addiction survived it. Addiction has been sandwiched between the Lanky One's car and the wall, and somehow has made it out. And Lanky One in the chat says, yeah, it was lucky and glad didn't retire him though. But anyway, Codzilla is going to get us restart here. Can Codzilla on these lap 9 or 9 lap old hards, can he pull out the victory as his rears skate out of the final corner, and Cree heads down the road after him, but Michael Louis, we're going to stay with him. Can he dispatch? Oh no, it's a big mistake from Michael Louis out of turn 1, and that's opened the door to Kevin. Precisely what he didn't want here, and Kevin already into P3. So the ideal restart here. Meanwhile, Womax on the outside of Michael Louis, looking for a way through. But Kevin has had the ideal restart here. Now, if he can do the reverse, where he can dispatch of the drivers who are on the older tyres here, could he win this race? Could he get a second consecutive win here in Tier 2?
I think he's favoured too.
Meanwhile, Ty gets ahead of Bilbo.
Cry sliding out of turn 10. That's going to easily allow one by
Michael Louis sends it on the inside, uses a lot of the curb, clunks over it.
Desperation.
And Womax also gets past Cree, as Cree had to basically avoid that Williams diving on the inside. And Cree now has his teammate of Arn. Oh, and Arn shunts his teammate out of the final corner. Arn had too much speed. And now Ty Clear going to choose the outside of the Haas. Can Ty Clear get through? Arn, he does. Ty Clear gets through, but he shunts the rear of Cree here. Meanwhile, Womax sends it on the inside. It's very late, and Womax is around. He sent it far too late. And Womax now drops to the back. He sent it on Michael Louis far too late there. That was a day late and $1 short for Womax, and he's now down to the back. Meanwhile, Dubsy gets through on Dobo, but Dobo with a switchback. Going to get back through again. Meanwhile, Addiction going to find his way through the gap. Meanwhile, Ty Clear overtakes Cree ahead, as we can see. There's a 3-wide moment coming. Oh no! Oh no! A bit of wheel banging, and they somehow made it through. And Dubsy comes out ahead. They were 3 wide and ping-ponging across the track there, and then somehow got through. Meanwhile, Addiction sends it on the inside of Dubsy. There's a bit of a coming together, but Dubsy's still round the outside. What battle in here? Dobo's watching as these two are still banging barge boards together. Can Dobo find a way through as Kevin finally takes the lead here on lap 16 ahead of Codzilla? Michael Louis now has got to get through Codzilla as early as possible. He chooses the outside. Can Michael Louis get through the McLaren? He does. He dives it round the outside, almost into the rear of Kevin, but Michael Louis does get through. Michael now has got to hope Kevin gets a penalty, or he's got to overtake him and pull over a 3-second gap. Meanwhile, Arn side by side with Cree. Oh, they wheel bang the teammates. The teammates bang wheels, and somehow they survive. Cree gets a poor run though, and Dubsy now all over the rear of the Haas. And the action has been electric here in Melbourne. Just absolutely non-stop. Dubsy now on the inside of Cree, dives it in. Cree has to concede the position. Meanwhile, Michael Louis ahead now of Kevin. There's so many balls, we don't know who to stay with. Michael Louis leads the race now.
Kevin only has 1 track limit warning.
Yeah, Kevin was chatting to me yesterday, and he says the main thing he prioritises in races is to stay within the lines. So I believe if Michael Louis has to win this, or wants to win this race, he's got to pull a 3-second gap. Meanwhile, Cree's come in. I believe Cree might have damage here. as Womax sets the fastest lap and he's trying to recover. As he's now got a better run out of turn 2 on Dobo. And Dobo goes defensive. Can Womax find a way through? Brilliant defensive driving from the Red Bull of Dobo. Womax still cannot find a way through. But he's all over the rear of that Red Bull. Too close to the rear of the Red Bull. And gets a warning as a result. And gets another 3-second time penalty. As Dobo now going to try and get through at addiction. But meanwhile we've got Kevin on the outside of Michael Louis. Skates on through. Oh, and Kevin may have picked up another warning there. As he took off the road. Exiting the chicane. Meanwhile, Ty Clear's got to join this battle. Ty Clear can see Codzilla's fallen back. As Codzilla goes wide, Ty sees the door opening, but doesn't go through. And Codzilla's going to come in. Codzilla realizes he cannot make it to the end on those tires. Meanwhile, Ty needs to push now to get within DRS of the front two if Ty wants to win this race. Ty had a massive spin earlier in the race, and now he's into P3 and could be within a chance of winning here. Michael Loy goes around the outside of Kevin, and Ty Clear 1.1 is the gap to the DRS. Can he get inside the DRS range of the drivers ahead? DRS is so important at this track with 4 DRS zones, and Ty has got in with DRS here now, which should help him stay there. Meanwhile, Kevin continuing to follow Michael Louis here on lap 18 of 29, and it seems I have been flat out screaming the whole race as Kevin touches both curbs, gets a little wobble on each one out of the chicane. Meanwhile, we've got Dobo on the rear of Womax as well, and Womax is just outside DRS range from Dobo or Dubsy as well.
Michael Louis off. Oh, almost off. Sorry. Again, he touched the inside curb of turn 12, and that's just sent the car into a massive counter steer moment. On the great save from Michael Louis. Kevin maybe thinking he's got to think about behind now, because that's allowed Ty Clear to just close right up to the back of him.
Yeah, I was about
the straight towards turn number 3 we go.
I was about to mention that.
Stay in order.
Ty now, after his big error, is now within a chance of winning after Michael Louis' mistake. And I believe Ty's best result in Tier 2 is... Let me see where Ty is finished. I can't find him. I think Ty may have joined us just last season, and he was Tier 1. But I thought he was in Season 2, but it turns out I can't find him. But Michael Louis concedes the lead again to Kevin. Michael Louis probably picking up another warning again. Michael Louis got to keep it clean here if he wants to win. He does have the best tyres out of this front 3, but he needs to pull a gap to the cars behind, or to Kevin and Ty if he wants to win here. But as it stands, Kevin would pick up his second win of the season. Meanwhile, Ty would finish in P2, so Ty is going to find a way through. Meanwhile, Dubsy and Womax have had it coming together. Both of them going slow out of the final corner, and that's opened the door to Dobo into P5, but Dubsy and Womax both were ghosted there as we went on board with them. They've had a coming together of some sort as Womax now cuts turn 1 and 2. After his coming together with Dubsy. And he's all over the rear now of the Mercedes, almost pushing him through the corner. And Dubsy struggling now on these 9-lap-old mediums. Womax is all over the rear as Michael Louis retakes the lead. Womax is all over the rear of Dubsy, but just can't find a way through. Meanwhile, Ty also gets through on Kevin, so Ty now is in prime position to win this race here.
Ty's doing well, so Ty hasn't got a single track limit warning yet.
If I were Ty, I'd play this smart and I would let Michael Louis stay in the lead the rest of the race if I can. and I would just be blocking Kevin the rest of the race. Because he can use DRS to defend from Kevin. And he doesn't really need to overtake Michael Louis because of Michael Louis' pen. Meanwhile, Addiction comes in to fix, or to pit again, as Womack picks up another time penalty. We've seen him cut 1 and 2 as Ty Clear takes the lead for the first time this race. Womack's now on the rear of Dubsy, trying to find a way through, just can't break later than the Mercedes driver. He's been defending with all his might. Dobo now! Oh my lord! Oh, there's cars going everywhere! I can't believe it, I've just seen. Dobo makes a big error, Dubsy gets through the gap, and then Dubsy makes a big error, and Womack somehow avoids both drivers who were spinning across the track but have held it together somehow. Meanwhile, Michael Louis putting the pressure back on Ty Clear. And Ty Clear, I don't believe he was in tier 2 with us, but his best result last season was P6 in tier 1. And Ty Clear now could be within the chance of winning here in Melbourne. Meanwhile, Kevin in the Alpine, who leads the championship, won in Bahrain. Can he keep the momentum going? Meanwhile, Addiction has exited the box on fresh softs. He's in behind Creakery. But I think Kevin may have picked up a warning there as we just went on board with the Alpine driver. Meanwhile, Michael Louis continues to follow on. Ty Clear. And this could be anyone's race at the moment. Rio, who's your bet? Who's going to win this race?
What's the battery looking like? I'll go with Kevin. I'm still back Kevin.
I'm going to back my teammate from last season, Ty. Can Ty pull out the victory here? Meanwhile, Addiction gets through on Creakery, and Addiction probably aiming to set the fastest lap and to pick up the pieces from anyone else ahead that he can. Meanwhile, Michael Louis now round the outside of Ty Clear into turn 3, gets ahead comfortably. But Ty now knows his battle really is with Kevin, less with Michael Louis. As Addiction does set the fastest lap, so he will pick up that bonus point. Unless we have a late safety car or someone else can go quicker. Meanwhile, Dubsy makes a big error, opening the door to Godzilla. But Ty Clear now on the inside of Michael Louis at the high-speed chicane. And he does get through on Michael Louis. A lovely move, but a risky one at that. Not a risk the Ferrari driver needs to be taken here. And Kevin, with 6 laps to go in this race, he's got to start thinking, where can he pick his move? Ideally, on the last lap here, you kind of want to be in P2 before the second sector. Because throughout Sector 2 and the start of Sector 3, you have DRS the whole way through, which should give you an easy overtake on the car ahead. But Michael Louis wants to pull a gap to these drivers that he's battling with. So ideally, Michael Louis has got to somehow construct Ty Clear and Kevin holding each other up, which may happen towards the end of this race as they start to battle for the lead here. And Michael now with DRS
Michael Louis
on the outside. Michael Louis straight through into P1.
Michael Louis tapped the wall on entry.
Think he's escaped away without damage. We did not see any debris flying off that Williams. But as it stands, this front three definitely have cemented themselves on the podium. But who will win? The question is still debatable here. Oh, a big mistake there from Kevin. Through the penultimate corner. And he's now got to desperately hang on to DRS here if he can. I think he went deep and touched the grass in the penultimate corner. And now Ty Clear dives it through, but Michael Louis with a switchback. Surely going to get back through again, round the outside. Lovely move there from Michael Louis. Could see the Ferrari diving on the inside and he let him through just to cut back on him. But lovely battling between all of this front three here.
Ty's coming back.
Oh no, Ty's gone! Ty's gone! I can't believe it! A safety car on lap 25! Ty's gone! What happened there? Ty ran into the rear of Michael Louis, which speared him off into the wall. And Ty, who was in with a chance of winning this race, is out. I am in disbelief. I am in disbelief.
My jaw just fucking dropped. Sure, he's just coming for the softs now.
Kevin's in, Michael Louis in. Arn stays
now
out. Oh, he goes in just about. Is everyone coming in? I think everyone's coming in. What is Coldzilla going to do? Coldzilla's going to stay out. Oh, he cuts in now. He's whacking. I think everyone's in for the sauce. Addiction surely going to come in from the softs as well. Creek going to come in from the softs as well. But
Michael Louis has gone for mediums.
He may not. That might have been a mistake from the pit crew.
And Wum.
Yeah, may have been a mistake. Selected the wrong tire. But absolute heartbreak for Ty. I can't even explain what happened there. Ty on the straight ran into the back of Michael Louis, and I don't even know how he had the momentum to hit the rear of Michael Louis and then spin off left into the wall.
It's the way he swerved. He had DRS open as well, so that's gonna make Ruin more loose by swerving. I think it was just a lapse of judgment.
And Zampa has clipped it in the chat, so I wonder, can I get this clip up? Right, how would I do this? Okay.
Safety car could be in this lap, just to let you know, because it is a late one.
You just let me know. I will get this up. Window capture. Right, here we are. Here is the clip, everyone.
Oh, fuck. I need to get back onto the stream. I want to see it.
And Ty Clear following Michael Louis. And you can see he, hits the rear and spins off into the wall. We're going to go back and go for a replay. I just don't even know how he's lost there. It doesn't make sense.
Must say, great reactions from Kevin.
Well, thankfully he ghosted. The safety car stays out, but thankfully he ghosted there, because otherwise that would have been absolute curtains for Ty. We're going to keep just playing this if we can. On repeat.
So at the moment, the podium will be Kevin, Aaron, Coldzilla.
But anything could happen here with that late safety car. I don't even know if Ty ghosted. Kevin may have just absolutely dodged him there. Yeah, Kevin. Oh, it's so close. But Ty, I just don't know how he lost the car there. We see him go round the corner. I think he was switching this way and that with the DRS up and he just spins off. But at such high speed, it's so strange to do. But anyway, we will...
I don't get why you're dummy. Down the back straight.
We'll go back onto the stream here as the safety car should be in this lap. But Michael Louis, who at one point in this race, he started from pole, was within a chance of winning, and now he may drop several positions. We'll have a quick look at the penalties before the safety car goes in. There'll be 2 laps of racing for the drivers here.
Everyone has a 3 second, except one with a 9 seconds.
Yep. So everyone with 3, apart from Womax, who probably will drop all the way to P9, unless there's a big crash like we've seen already here in Australia. And heartbreak for several of the drivers, but no bigger heartbreak than for Ty Clear, who was within a chance of getting his first win in WHF. Unfortunately for him, is now out of this race and won't be scoring any points, which is absolutely heartbreaking. But Michael Louis now has got to somehow pull a 3-second gap to the cars behind on the mediums, which is really not going to be easy with 2 laps of fresh softs behind. But it's Arn and Kevin battling for the win here. Neither driver has penalties. Either driver could win here in Australia. Oh, no, Arn goes deep.
And Aaron fumbled it.
And so is Womax. Womax has got big damage on the front there. The front wing's completely gone on the Aston Martin.
Aaron's got front wing damage.
Yeah, Aaron's got front wing damage. Cree picks up a pen. Womax dives through. Dobo makes a mistake. Womax is somehow still battling with no front wing.
Oh, but he lost his front wing. I didn't see that.
And Codzilla gets straight through as Womax takes to the gravel. No turn in with that missing front wing. And that could be curtains for Womax with that damage. Meanwhile, Kevin essentially has this win in the bag because Arn made that big mistake at turn 1. Meanwhile, Codzilla, can he catch Michael Louis? And get inside the penalty threshold that he needs to. As we head onto the final lap now, Michael Louis is going to somehow pull out a miracle here and pull a massive gap to the cars behind. But Michael Louis may fall out of the podium here. Currently, he'd be in the podium places, but he'd fall behind Kevin and Arn. Does he have enough in the tank here? Kevin knows he just has to keep it clean. As there's a yellow flag out for...
Michael Louis will be more focusing on making sure he can get 3 seconds clear of Aaron. Gap 2.7 between the top 3.
And Michael Louis now has pulled a gap to Kevin. But Kevin should be still in that penalty threshold. Meanwhile, Dubsy now catching Dobo. Oh my lord, Dubsy almost ran into the back of Dobo, somehow keeps it together. And Dubsy gets through at the chicane. Oh, and Cree has a bit of contact with the back of Addiction. Addiction sees the open door round the outside. And he may send it on Dubsy as well. Dubsy keeps it together. Oh no, he's round! Dubsy's round after contact with Addiction, and Dobo's going to get through. Meanwhile, Michael Louis rounds the final corner here. He's going to cross the line ahead of Kevin, but Kevin, 2 races in a row, is going to win on penalties, followed by Arn and followed by Codzilla. Meanwhile, Dobo finishes P5, followed by Cree and Addiction. Meanwhile, Womax will finish P8 and Dubsy in P9, but that could be a penalty on the way for Addiction, who had big contact with Dubsy there on the final lap. But another win for Kevin, but Michael Louis almost pulled the gap on the final lap, but it just wasn't enough. And Kevin, back to back, gets wins here as Michael Louis as WT Addiction picks up the driver of the day. But what a win for Kevin. Again, Michael Louis gets P2, his best result, I believe, in WHF. Ahead of Arn in P3, who just about finished ahead of Godzilla, who probably after that race should move up to P2 in the championship. But no one has touched this man, Kevin, who wins yet again here in Melbourne.
Told you Kevin would win.
And Kevin did win, even though at a point I had my money on Ty Clear, and it was a case of the commentator's curse. Because Ty, whenever it didn't seem likely, I still am in disbelief with that crash. I can't believe it happened. But Kevin is your winner, followed by Michael Louis, Arn, Godzilla, Dobo, Addiction, Cray Dubsy, Womax, and Ty Clear are your top 10. Followed by Cthulhu, Lanky One, and Vintage Control. But your bottom 4 have all retired and won't be scoring any points, very unfortunately. But another win for Kevin, and he extends his championship lead. Addiction on his first race of the season picks up the fastest lap, and Michael Louis, unfortunately with that time penalty, has ultimately cost him here in the race. Could have won, but unfortunately misses out. Anyway, what a race that was. What's your review on that race, Rio?
Absolute cinema.
We just need the
That's the only way you
we,
can
we
put
just
it.
we just need the GIF playing of just absolute cinema, as you've said that. But that was absolute cinema throughout. There was not really a boring lap in that race. And unfortunately, yeah, Zamp in the chat says, unfortunate for Dub. Dub probably gonna end up finished at the back of the pack with that coming together with Addiction, which Addiction may pick up a time penalty there. But yeah, Lanky One in the chat says stewards are going to be busy. And me, myself, being a steward, last week was busy. This week's probably going to be as busy as well, because it's leg racing. That's just how it works. But anyway, that's been it for me.
It's time for the main event.
Yeah. Next time out, tomorrow we head to Hungary for Tier 1, where you'll have commentary from Andy Owen. He returns to the commentary booth for... I'm trying to remember how many laps Hungary is. I think it's like 35 laps.
Yeah, 35.
In Hungary. But next time out, on the 8th of February, Saturday, 8 p.m. UK time, Tier 2 head to Spain in Catalonia. So that'll be an interesting one. We'll see, can Kevin keep his dominance going, or will someone else start to catch? But anyway, that's been it from me, WHFR, and Rio Harris, and we will see you tomorrow for Tier 1. But thank you all for watching. We're going to raid SLR on our way out, and thank you all for watching, and goodbye.